Now that Fallout Season 2 is over, I gotta get back to Fallout 2, the video game. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, February 6th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. Big news this week is we actually have a video game launching. There have been a couple video games that have launched, but and this one's probably not the biggest one in the first quarter, but we did get a new video game that launched that I think people will be excited for. Nioh 3. I've been slowly keeping track of all the Nioh games. I am not personally like a Ninja Gaiden-esque type player, but I know all my FromSoft fans are also Ninja Gaiden fans, and Nioh kind of fits in that in there. So Nioh 3's got an 86 Metacritic. That's the same score that the last one had. So if you're looking for more Nioh, this sounds like it's going to be one that's right up your alley. I read about some quality of life improvements, and just in general, if you want to play more Nioh, Nioh is here for you. So Nioh 3 launched, 86 Metacritic. Let me know if you check it out, what you think of it. And where does it, like, where is the continuum of Nioh versus like a Ninja Gaiden versus a FromSoft game? Like, what are the circles? I think it's a perfect circle, but let me know what you think down below. We also had a Nintendo Direct this week, all focused on third-party titles. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be the console that helps support non-Nintendo games. The Nintendo Switch 1 was laughably like 80 to 90% exclusively, like the biggest titles were 80-90% Nintendo exclusives. But maybe they're trying to change the story or just add a whole bunch of titles that will hopefully incentivize you to pick up a Switch 2. They started off with Orbitals, which is an exciting two-player space kind of game that I've been kind of keeping track on. I think this isn't the first time we've seen this. I don't know if they were at the last Summer Game Fest or maybe the one before that, but I'm excited for Orbitals. Valheim's probably not too much, not stretching the hardware too hard with their low-res graphics, but Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably starting to push how well the Switch 2 can run. Resident Evil Requiem is also coming out on Nintendo Switch 2, so that'll probably definitely flex the hardware as hard as you can. A bunch of Bethesda titles which have their janky system, so if they can port those to Switch 2, maybe the Switch 2 can do anything. But yeah, it was like Fallout 4 and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So yeah, a lot of really cool titles coming to the Switch 2. Let me know if there's any I should also be keeping on my radar down below. Overwatch, no longer 2. Blizzard had a big announcement talking about all the changes that are coming to Overwatch in 2026, including a name change. They have dropped the 2 from Overwatch 2. It is just Overwatch. I have a lot of friends who are probably very excited about that and probably never thought it should have been called Overwatch 2. But how else were they going to sell you a $60, $70 game? It also has 10 characters coming this year, 5 of which are playable right now, including Rocket Cat, everyone's favorite cat with rockets. They also have a Hello Kitty collab that's coming up, and they're focused on story. All the things that people want in Overwatch are coming to new Overwatch, previously Overwatch 2. So yeah, I might actually be playing some Overwatch sometime soon, seeing what the story stuff's about, checking out some of these new characters, so looking forward to that. Fortnite continues to build up its roster of musicians that they are importing. This week they had a big announcement that Chapel Rowan is joining Fortnite. It seems like a whole battle pass around her, around them. And yeah, there's just the trailer for it. It's just like a 1 minute long or 70-second long trailer. That's beautiful. It has several different art styles portrayed in it. So all of that kind of caught my eye. Not usually one to talk about Fortnite, but this whole thing definitely caught my eye this week. The Kickstarted MMO Ashes of Creation died this week. It's weird to see a video game die so drastically, but it did. That with no warning and seemingly overnight, The studio closed, and the executive body said that they're no longer supporting the game. So this early access MMO that seemed to have been struggling for quite some time is dead. A lot of people asking for refunds, probably breaking, they might or might not get it depending on Steam's refund policy and who you put a ticket in with. But yeah, it was kind of insane that a game just kind of died overnight, like it did for Ashes of Creation. So pretty crazy stuff there. The team behind Expedition 33 are now all sirs. They have been knighted by the French Ministry of Culture. So for creating a French JRPG, they do an English thing, which is all hodgepodge. But yeah, even more accolades for Sandfall Interactive, the creators of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Yeah, they've now been knighted. I don't. That's probably some kind of record. They probably also have a ton of records for all the Game of the Years they have won, including all the Game of the Year, actual Jeff Keighley Game of the Year awards they won at the end of last year. And they continue to get more, and they are been knighted by a French ministry. So yeah, that's some crazy stuff. More, I don't know how they're going to continue from here. Their next game has got to be the greatest thing that's ever been made in order for them to live up the hype on whatever they're working on. But hopefully they're taking some rest after producing such a great game. The Steam Machine, or whatever it's going to be called, if that's just a stand-in, has been delayed. It didn't have a firm date to begin with, but due to the rising costs of like components and RAM and memory, all the stuff that is hurting me from being able to build a new computer, has caused some upheaval in even for Steam and Valve. So they will not be able to release the Steam Machine in the time frame that they had planned, that they hadn't shared with us, and also probably don't want, the price point is always the continuous conversation around the Steam Machine, and the rising cost of all of those components probably would push the machine out of the range in which it might be financially viable, but still curious where that price point will be. But yeah, it's affecting even Valve. So Sony and Xbox can breathe a sigh of relief because the console killer is still further away. So maybe not even this year. So yeah, the Steam Machine has been delayed. Clock this, it takes about 2 years to develop a LEGO collaboration, as K-pop Demon Hunters got a trailer this week announcing that they will be bricked up and developed into a LEGO set. And yeah, so with the show coming out in the summer of 2024, and the set not coming until summer of 25. The set will not be coming out until 2027. So, but you can pre-order it soon. So if you're a big K-pop Demon Hunter fan and want to build LEGO versions of all your favorite characters, fresh off of their Grammy win, you can build that. You can pre-order it soon and build it next year. Sony's doing something a little different with one of their studios. Guerrilla announced their next game. The studio famous for making all of the Horizon, Zero Dawn and Forbidden West games. They're making a co-op Horizon game where you and 3 other hunters can go around and fight bosses and build up power as you kind of play this co-op game. So with a lot of replayability, it sounds like there's a roguelike element as well. But yeah, interesting departure for the studio. Previously known for making stellar first single player games, they have now got to make it. They showed gameplay for several minutes, and yeah, they kind of toned down the art style, so it's not as photorealistic as the previous Horizon games. It's gone a little bit more artsy with the direction. But yeah, the game looks interesting, and we'll be able to playtest it soon. They announced that they're kind of like going to open it up to playtesting and taking feedback. I don't know if that means they're in an early access phase or if it's just like a, we'll do a beta weekend or a beta week or something like that. But yeah, the game looks cool. I'm always looking for more co-op games to play with my friends, and I haven't really played any of the previous Horizon games, so hopefully this is a good place for me to enter in and play with those friends. It also will be on PC, which is pretty interesting for a day and date launch on PC for a Sony exclusive or previously Sony exclusive IP. So, yeah, interesting stuff there as well. Last but not least, HBO, with probably through their D&D rights or whatever rights they had to make like D&D Honor Amongst Thieves that exists within Warner Brothers. They will be making a Baldur's Gate TV show via HBO that they announced this week. It is supposed to be set directly after the events of Baldur's Gate 3, but will include new cast members and presumably however many cast members from the voice acting cast of Baldur's Gate 3 that they can get. Notably, Larian is not involved. I don't know. Speculation is that maybe they don't have time. They're working on Divinity, even though I think that game is still like 4 years out. But yeah, Larian will not be involved, even though this is taking place directly after the events of Baldur's Gate 3. Also, Baldur's Gate 3 ends on a pretty heavy like world-changing event, and like how do we still live in this world? So interested to see what they can do with that story, and unlike Fallout, maybe they'll have a canon ending. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what HBO is able to do with Baldur's Gate. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below in the comments. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend. And I hope you have a super day. Bye!